Yo, what's up guys? Let's talk about Kadis, but then in World Guild Battle and Siege. Is he kind of a World Guild Battle / Siege unit out there? Does have a dungeon lead, that part doesn't really help out there, but he is decent for the strip and branding. But as I also did say with the videos of RTA, any kind of position where he goes in, he's more of a support, so therefore he will never get a wow effect where it's like, oh, he looks like a carry. But let's see where we can find him in Siege and World Guild Battle. You do find him on defense in this particular defense. I'm not going to showcase the runes, but what you could do is you can make the Ren on a Swift Trap. You could put everything on 100 resistance. You could put everything on Violent. You could put everything super high damage. You could make it the full-on Leo counter. So there's a whole bunch of options where you could make him work. And he's just kind of a bit of a chip damage unit in there. Replacement for him would be something along the lines of a Salah, which is the Wind Bayek. But is this a crazy good team by all means? Not necessarily. But then where is he good in offense? Well, some people did suggest a team like this. So you have the Rogue team up, we'll leave the branding, you can get attack bar on the Sierra, you can go for a bomb. And that is not too bad of a team. However, you can only disrupt one unit. And what is very common with Siege nowadays is that there's multiple units that you actually do want to disrupt. But I want to give this team a try. For the runes that we will have is going to be a Swift set on you, and then the Vio set that I also used in RTA over there, and then just another Vio set over there. And then for the other hits, we're just gonna see how it works, and it's mostly runed on the stuff that I normally use, except that I removed a few things, as always. And those might not work out at all, because they're not properly re-runed. I'm still waiting for the decks. I'm really curious to see if the decks are actually gonna help out. He's actually faster than that. That's one way. But we do cut because of your counter, so that's the thing right there. Okay. Yeah. Do get a good bit of hits in. I think I can actually drop the bomb on you and then do this, because I think that I can still control you good enough because of the Cadiz. Actually, the Kadis, like, for how much chip damage this Kadis is throwing at it, that's not bad at all. Like, for how much disruption, it's actually kind of working better than expected, not gonna lie. Except for the fact that I did not outspeed. I thought I had a decent bit of speed on you. Maybe I messed it up somewhere. Okay, so this one, oh, I did actually not expect you to start off with that. I kind of expected you to move first, and my whole team is Nemesis. Well, we're gonna do the same. Only difference is, okay, then you did not do the skill. That's good, that's good. What are we gonna do? Let's throw this on you. Yeah, this is kind of an issue that the endure on that thing is up. Let's just hit this. Okay, that will be fine for now. That is also still fine. Issue is if she starts doing like the right skill, then we're definitely gonna have an issue. But let's take you out as first. Okay, how much will this do? Doesn't actually take me out. That is good. You still go on this one. That is also good. Because I made my whole team Nemesis for the idea that I could counter that. But I guess so far so good. It worked out very randomly, weirdly. I have no clue how that worked out in the end. This team should be relatively easy. Let's just take you out as first. And then we're just gonna hit on the left. You would hit this, however, though, but that's not the biggest of issues. Like, that hit doesn't actually strip or anything. So not that big a deal. And then we just clap it. Still my favorite Siege offense unit in game. That's 100% a true statement right there. And let's just hit S1 because it's more chip. And it could potentially glance. Most of the time doesn't, but it could potentially glance. Do we land that? We do land that. Easy clear from there. But Rogue team, I'll do a few more tests on it later on, but that actually did seem to be working out better than expected. And this Triton doesn't. Freaking Triton, you didn't push back anything. It's not really helping. Okay, I'm pretty sure we're very dead right now. That's not a maybe, but we'll see how far we can stretch this. The Ren is on decent runes. If it were to proc a few times, I could see a world where it would be okay-ish still. But we would have to start on the proccing train anytime soon right now. And they are on the proccing train, not me. Sometimes things just don't really work out. That is a thing. That's why you normally don't want to try it in any of those defenses. That's definitely a thing. But the moment we have decks, I really wonder how it's going to work for World Guild Battle. Because for World Guild Battle, it's the weird thing, like, how can you make a deck for 5 things at the same time kind of style-ish? So very curious to see like how that would work out, because an individual deck that you have the best runes on every individual hit, that makes sense. But how do you do that for 5? Because then you would have a lot of rune overlapping, right? Well, I want to see that rogue team one more time. Okay, it was not crazy fast, but 222, getting outsped, still was something. Well, then again, this thing also does have a very good base, and then it boosts up the Layla, so it kind of makes sense. Let's go for the Bruiser hit over here. Let's see if it can out-Bruiser this. Because yes, it's kind of a snipe, but since the Cadiz healing, it's also kind of Bruiser, right? Now we just need a team on team 1, and we're just gonna go with this because I'm too lazy to rerune, and if things go right, Feng Yang will one-shot that Kakano, and we're in the Gucci. But let's see if things go in the right or not. Also, you would hit this, and therefore that is the lowest HP, and you would hit that as well, so therefore everything goes on you, which is kind of nice because then your Death Break most likely doesn't really connect on anything useful, which is a good thing for us in this case. Which makes it that the Feng Yang team actually helps out a little bit more because, well, yeah, everything is just focusing that too much. And then even with glancing, yeah, we still... Feng Yang is just stupid. That's why I don't really like this team, because if you put one water unit into it, it's just going to be hitting that. And look at that Feng Yang. I got an upgrade on the artifact on him, and he's hitting 10Ks per defense break right now. That's just absolutely stupid numbers. That's just... That does not make any sense. Give me a defense break. Yeah, 10k per hit on defense break. Like, what the actual fuck is that? That doesn't make any sense. Why would a Feng Yang do freaking 30k? Okay, I just... Stop rocking. I want to see the actual damage. Give me the damage. 11k even on the squishy target. I'll showcase the runes on this in a second. Okay, so we do outspeed. I think we kind of... You would counter you potentially, but I think we have to take out... Actually, you. Otherwise... Things might be annoying, but well, you would guarantee take that. I think I'm actually gonna take out you. Ow, that's not really helpful as well. That's not really helpful neither. And that is most likely the reason you don't want to be using this team. Wow. And now we can actually land strips. That was a little bit late. Okay, at least these things kind of derped. What do you put in the back? Putting that in the back was halfway resisted, so it's not the worst. I see a world where we could still win. If things kind of derp, don't go too crazy and stuff. Okay, I can't drop the bomb right now because I would only drop the bomb on self. Okay, that is a something. Does bring it out of the box. I think I'll go this, even if I do get countered. That's quite a something. I kind of want to hit you. But let's just see if I get countered. Do get countered. That is kind of too bad. I cannot use the oak... chompers to do this. Don't... Okay. Do I hit on you or do I hit on you? No, I think I'll do this because that gives more attack bar gain. You probably go for heals. Doesn't go for heals. Chomp. Rogue, you gotta do the chomp, mate. Rogue is gonna get chomped himself. I think his passive part is in the S1, right? Yeah, so he could still potentially go for it. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, you probably don't want to use this team. Way too heavy on the RNG. Way too heavy on the RNG. I got a different team idea in mind. Let's see if that one works a little bit better. This one apparently is also not really towards my liking as much. Well, just derp. Don't proc. Thank you. That would work out. This one is, as I mentioned, previous one on pretty decent damage. So he can pack a punch, as we can see over there. Oh, that thing apparently on the Despair Stunner. Triton also did not want to land his shits today. That was also a thing. That thing is still on silence. That is good. Derping first, then the silence. All good, all good. But yeah, the rogue team like that, it is funny if it works, but if you miss your strips and bombs in the first rotation, you're literally not doing anything. So, not really the greatest of that, but I have a different team in mind that might be a little bit more sophisticated for a Kadis. Then again, would I really use it? I'm not too sure about that yet neither. But we will see when I test out that one. This team still works because, well, more could mess up a Chunk Pong, but it's somewhat unlikely because of wrong element, and I just get a lot of bar from the Tian in the first place. And that thing is not that slow in particular. Oh, wait, I forgot. This thing, can you even kill this thing in one go? Wait, this thing, does it mitigate the full damage? Okay, it does kind of mitigate. Well, that's fine, that's fine. That is still fine. We handle those. And then from here, we just stomp this. Your damage output is insane. What the actual fuck is that, man? Okay, S2 wouldn't do because it still has speed buff on enemy side. But right now, we do actually start lapping already. Man, I so wish you were a good RTA unit. It's just so hard to keep it stacking in RTA. Might have a thing or two as an idea to make it work in that, but yeah. For the people that were wondering on the Feng Yang, these are the stats of the Feng Yang, but now he also has this in there, which helps out a bit. It's not the craziest of artifacts out there. But I also did get the upgrade of this artifact, which definitely does add a lot of damage to it. However, the unit that we're actually talking about, the Kadis. Rogue and Sierra, maybe not the best of friends, but what you could do is actually add your own Layla to it. And then best in pair would be one of those things like, I'm adding some other things right now that might make it more like a Maximillion showcase, but that could be an option to do a Maximillion next to it or so. And in that case, to hit something like this, you would have to make use Swift. So runes 220 still could be outsped by this, but I know it's not, so we're just gonna go with it. And in this one, let's go for my RTA set with Seal on there. For the artifacts, Maximillion, we just keep as is. We just give it a try. Let's just see how this works, if this works. Is fully on a non-will, so that makes things a little bit easier because then I can start away with an S2 right away. It is most important that we control you. And then we can go for all of these kind of skills, and then we get another turn in that, and then with a Maximillion, we will give another turn to the Layla. So is it more of a Layla Maximillion showcase than a Cadiz? A little bit, but it... well, Layla already took 4 turns so far. But yeah, the Kadis does help with that of getting a lot of bar in on all of the units. So it's kind of a team that I could see working. Is it the best out there for a Maximillion showcase? Yeah, who knows? Let's try it one more time and then we're gonna go for a free-to-play option or a more obtainable option rather than the Maximillion in there. So S1, double miss once again. So I guess that this might be 100 rest. So if you want to do this, probably have to put max accuracy to the unit over here, which in current state I do not have, which is maybe not that recommended. But we can still kind of land things. And now we go for that S2. I would say that you probably need something with a death break on that slot to get anywhere to do something. But also, I do think the 100 rest is, or 100 accuracy is a must. Well, 85 accuracy. Because otherwise, you're just not giving the bar to the Layla, which is like the only job he's kind of having. Like chip damage, bar to Layla, and a brand out there. But with that many resistance, I think he's on like 50 accuracy right now. But I guess whole enemy team is max resistance as it seems. Yeah, 50 accuracy. That felt a lot lower than 50 accuracy, not gonna lie. Well, fix the accuracy issue and added a bit more speed. But then what would we like to place on spot 1? Because in the end, you do need some kind of speed lead that also does add a little bit to the table. I could think about this new Ivor thing because it does have death break and a few debuffs itself, but actually did not even build it yet. So let's try that out with a Mirror. I just gave him an auto engrave set because I'm lazy. Like that. That's the way it is. Let's see if this actually does work right now with a little bit of higher accuracy. There's not max accuracy on this one still, but we do get a good bit of turns in. We do get a hit on that, second hit on that. Proc Arena both sides. Rip the Kadis showcase. Kadis is in the back. Let's just stun this for now. Let's not stun that for now because it was 100 resistance. That's the best, most effective 100 resistance I've seen in my life, to be honest. Like I've never seen 100 resistance be that effective. It doesn't really help. Well, I could have potentially just skilled it with an S2. That thing does pack quite a punch. Let's see if we can come back from this. So if we brand this right now already, and we do the S2, is that enough damage? That is enough damage. Can you maybe potentially stop proccing? Also, the heal block isn't really helping me, but let's see if we can put this in the... this is the most consistent 100 resistance I've seen in my life. Jeez. Let's fight a team like this, just to see if this works. But in the end, TLDR, is Cadiz that great for siege offense hits? I can't really see it. Like, sure, there's some potential here and there, but it's not necessarily where I'm like, yo, we're gonna write home about this, that this was a great day. Because in the end, he's kind of trying to do his shit, but he's also not really doing his shit. That's the main thing of his job thus far. So do get a bunch in like that. Let's actually go for this, for the pushback. That's good damage though, like not gonna lie. It is doable. It is doable. It's very Bruiser heavy and very on the RNG heavy, like do you land your stuffs or not. I think that Layla is probably the best pair next to it. But am I a big fan of this? Would I actually start using this? In all honesty, not really. Also, what is the amount of resistance all the time, man? Is Kadis bugged for, like, I just put like 100 accuracy on him. The amount of resistance popping up, like legit half of the skills are resistance permanently. Since they bugged or something. Okay, that was a full hit. Just want to see that again, just to see if my eyes are deceiving me for how much resistance that thing has. Let's do this, just for the pushback. No, it cannot be stunned, but double resisted again. There's a lot of accuracy checks, so it does kind of make sense that you see more resistance, but I'm feeling that I'm seeing a lot of resistance rather than just a bit of resistance. That could be a me thing right there. Okay, that was a full lens. We do have buff block just on the middle, not on the left. Can we actually kill that before it moves? No, it kills me. Okay. Let's just take you out. Or not. Now we take you out. I thought I was going to lap before that, but apparently I didn't. But he doesn't kill me. That's good. Yeah. For this, not too sure if it's I'm the biggest of fans of this, but man, he's headbutting a lot of resistance. Might be just the RNG of the seed, I don't know what it is. But let me know in the comments where you think I should use Kadis in Siege or World Guild Battle, or where do you use it yourself. And see you as always in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you would like to see more guides, join the Discord and check out the content tab for the guide video archive, which contains all of the guides that you might need. Hope to see you there.